The world is full of creatures, monsters, and supernatural entities. But if we don't know what they are, then we won't be able to know how to properly deal with them. Fifth Pond is filled with such entities. So that we know what we're dealing with, as well as being informed global citizens, let's take a closer look at them. Greetings and welcome back to Checkpoint Gaming Rising Sun. With this episode, we'll be going over monsters and kami that are found within the game. First, let's take a look at the monsters. With monsters that are found in the game, as of the recording of this episode, consists of the following creatures. With Benten, it causes monsters that are found in the same province and belong to other clans to lose their abilities and will possess zero force. This monster can also only be purchased by the Moon and Sun clan. With Bishop Moana, when it's found within the same province as monster that belongs to opponents, it will cause Bishop Moana the clan as having 4 force. This monster can also only be purchased by the Moon and Sun clans. With Daikaiju, it is a creature that when summoned is to be placed into the ocean. However, at the start of the war phase, it is to be placed into any province its owner desires and will destroy every enemy stronghold found in said province, including the turtle stronghold. But with that said, when Daikaiju is located within the ocean, it is not considered to be upon the map, thus preventing it from being affected by the Betray Mandate. With Daikokujin, it is a monster that will automatically count and be in the highest force found upon the map during the Harvest Mandate. This monster can also only be purchased by the Moon and Sun clans. With Ibishu, when it is killed, its owner will immediately gain 8 coins. This monster can also only be purchased by the Moon and Sun clans. With the Earth Dragon, it counts as 3 force, and at the start of the battle, its controlling player can move a single figure that belongs to the other player out of the province it is occupying. And if an opponent possesses the Path of the Serpent and the Earth Dragon's ability is used to move an opponent's figure out of his province through the use of a shipping route, the player that possesses the Path of the Serpent can choose to charge the owner of the figure that is being moved out of the province 1 coin for using the shipping route. In this case, the player with the figure that is being pushed will have to pay the 1 coin fee. But if said player doesn't possess any coins, then the figure won't be able to be moved out of the province through the use of a shipping route. And when it comes to that of the Onia Plagues, if the figure that is being pushed out belongs to a player that possesses greater honor than the owner of the Onia Plagues, then the figure being pushed out won't be able to be pushed into a province that possesses the Onia Plagues. With the Fire Dragon, it possesses a force value of 3 and will grant its owner a province's harvest reward and soul assist in battle. When the battle starts, it will burn the land, thus causing its controller to kill 1 figure that belongs to each player that possesses figures within the affected province, including the sponsor's owner. But with that said, the Fire Dragon cannot kill itself, at least in this fashion. However, daimyos and those that count as daimyos will be unaffected by this given attack. With Fukuru Kuju, it counts as daimyo and a stronghold. Since he has the stronghold keyword, it is essentially able to be built during the martial mandate if it is found in the player's reserve. And though it has the stronghold keyword printed upon its card, it is able to be killed. With the rule stating that strongholds can be killed, it only applies to the stronghold tokens, including the turtle stronghold, although they can be destroyed by Daikaiju. This monster can also only be purchased by the Moon and Sun clans. With Hoti, it is able to engage in worship as if it was a Shinto, and if the clan that owns this monster doesn't win the favor of the kami that had the monster as a worshipper, then none of the other clans that are worshipping at the shrine can win his favor either. This monster can also only be purchased by the Moon and Sun clans. With Chikaneki, whenever the game sees a different figure die in the province it is occupying, the controller will gain 1 victory point but will also lose 1 honor. And if the controller of Chikaneki performs seppuku upon this monster as well as any other figures they control, Chikaneki's ability will still trigger his of his ability. But with that said, any figures that are killed later in the battle won't cause his controller to gain victory points and lose honor since it will no longer be found within said province. With Jinmitsu, it can be used as if it was a stronghold, allowing its owner to summon an extra figure into the province that it is occupying during the recruit mandate. But whenever this monster is used in this manner, the clan that it belongs to will lose honor. With Dorogumu, when a battle starts within the province that it is occupying, it is able to cause one of the Bushi or Shinto figures that is owned by the opposing clan to switch sides for this given battle. It will last until the battle is resolved with its force value and its abilities helping the owner's clan, thus making it, for all intents and purposes, part of the owner's clan. The controlled figure will also lose any extra abilities it might have when part of its original clan. But with that said, it will gain any associated abilities that are connected with the controlling clan. The controlled figure will also remain as such until the battle gets resolved. This holds true even if the Dorogumu is removed before the battle comes to an end. With Jorojin, when it is found upon the map, any Virtue Season card will cost its owner 1 less coin to buy. This monster can also only be purchased by the Moon and Sun clans. With Komunu, it counts as a Shinto figure. Since they count as both a monster and a Shinto, it can replace monsters or Shinto during the Betray Mandate or be replaced by said figures while it is upon the map. With Getsune, it will negate the force of all but 1 figure that belongs to an opposing clan during the war phase. With Koniku, it will grant the clan that owns it additional coins whenever it gets killed. With Kotahi, it will double the harvest rewards the clan will obtain from the province it is occupying. With Noroana, it counts as having a force value of 2 and is able to cross a shipping lane in order to join a battle that is occurring in the neighboring province. It is also able to cross shipping lanes in order to occupy a province where battle is not going to occur. This province can have 1 player, 2 allied players, or no players at all. The only restriction that is in place is that his other province will have to possess the next war number token, thus causing it to be battling next. And if his controller possesses the Path of the Serpent, it is able to cross a shipping lane route during the war phase. With the Oni of Blood, it will cause the players that possess higher honor than its owner to be unable to move or summon non-monster figures in the province that it is occupying. With the Oni of Hate, whenever it enters the province, regardless of the region, it will kill a Bushi or Shinto figure found in it that belongs to a clan that possesses higher honor than the clan that owns it. With Oni of Plague, it will prevent the clan that has higher honor than the clan that controls it from moving by any means any of its figures into the province that possesses this Oni. With the Oni of Skulls, it possesses a force value of 3 in any war that sees its controlling clan possessing the lowest honor value. With the Oni of Souls, if its clan wins a war while using this monster, said clan will gain victory points for every Oni said clan possesses. With the Oni of Spite, whenever it enters a province, regardless of the reason, it will steal a victory point for every player that has higher honor than his controlling clan in that province. With Phoenix, whenever it gets killed, it will automatically reappear within the province that saw it get killed and will give its controller 1 victory point. But what do you expect from a creature that is known for negating and reincarnation? And if it dies due to seppuku, resurrect, and is then killed at the end of the battle, its controlling player will gain 2 victory points, 1 for every time that it is killed. With River Dragon, it counts as having a force value of 5. With Sacred Warrior, it is a monster that becomes stronger for every Virtue Season card its clan accumulates. With Tsunakake Baba, it is able to take a Bushi or Shinto hostage found in the province that it is occupying. Maybe this is done so that it can share them with their Slavic cousin, the Baba Yaga. But it is worth noting that if its controller possesses a Respect Season card, they are unable to take an additional hostage. This is due to Tsunakake Baba's ability occurring at the start of the war phase, while the Respect Season card occurs during the battle. And finally, with Yuri, it counts as a daimyo and possesses a force value of 2. With the monster taken care of, let's take a look at the kami. With the kami that are found in the game, as of the recording of this episode, they consist of the following. With Amaterasu Yeshu, she values honor above everything else, thus causing her to protect the clan that possesses the most honor in the province that she is found in. Because of this, the figures that belong to said clan cannot be killed by the other players. Regardless if the player loses the battle or will be the target of some other effect, their figures won't be killed. But with that said, the player that controls said clan can still kill their own figures if they so choose. And with this kami tile, it will move the player's clan that won it to the top of the honor track each turn. Regarding its kami power, when the player that possesses it wins the harvest reward of the given province, they will automatically kill 1 local figure that belongs to every clan that has lower honor than them. With Fujin, since he brings prosperous winds along with him, it will cause harvest reward to double in the province he is found in, along with granting the harvest reward to the clan that won the war within said province. So if a player will gain the reward connected with that province during the harvest phase, they will gain double the lesser reward. And if a player is to win the associated war province token, regardless if there's battle there or not, said player will also enjoy the province's harvest reward, although the lesser reward is not to be doubled. With its kami tile, it will grant 2 coins each kami turn to the player that won it. Regarding its kami power, it will allow his worshipper to perform up to 2 moves with their given figures upon the map. With Hashimen, he will bolster any hired warriors that are found in the province and that is found in it, thus doubling the Ronin token's force value. So when the player wins the higher Ronin or advantage during the battle that is found in the province that possesses Hachimen, then every Ronin token that said player possesses counts as having 2 force instead of 1. With this kami tile, it will grant 2 Ronin each kami turn to the player that won it. Regarding its kami power, at the end of the harvest mandate, then the player that possesses Hachimen can convert any number of Ronin tokens that they possess into twice the number of coins. With Raijin, his thunderous drums will negate the force value of all figures that are found in the province that he occupies, excluding Bushi and Kami figures. So daimyo, Shinto, monsters, and any of the figures that don't qualify as Bushi or Kami will essentially have a force value of 0 when they share a province with Raijin, regardless of who owns said figures. Because of this, it will affect the resolution of both harvesting and of war. And with this Kami tile, the player that won it can perform 2 movements during each Kami turn. Regarding its kami power, it allows his worshipper to summon a Bushi from the reserve and place it anywhere upon the map, even if they don't have a stronghold there. With Ryujin, his strength comes from resourcefulness of the clan that has control over him. The more seasoned card type the player has, the more force Ryujin will possess. It is worth noting that, unlike the other kami, Ryujin's power won't affect the province that he is found in. When it comes to that of his given force, it doesn't have a fixed value to it. Instead, his force is connected with how much variety his clan has when it comes to that of the season cards, thus giving him force for every season card type that his clan possesses that is a different type. Not the number of cards the clan possesses, but the number of different types, so Ryujin's force can range from 0 to 5. And with his kami tile, it will grant 1 victory point for every stronghold his clan has upon the map every kami turn. Regarding his kami power, when a player engages in a martial mandate, they can move their figures to the ship route that are connected to the given province with a maximum of 1 figure per ship route. And at the beginning of the war phase, move these figures into an adjacent province. With Tsuzuno, he has the power to trap every figure that is found within the province that he is currently occupying, thus preventing any of the figures that are found in said province from being able to move out of it, regardless of the circumstances. And unless it is another Kami's figure who are able to ignore Tsuzuno's hold, it doesn't matter who owns the figures or what their abilities are. So basically, that given province is in lockdown. and with his Kami tile, it will allow his controller to deploy a Bushi during every Kami turn. Regarding his Kami power, it allows his controller to deploy 2 additional Bushi. With Tokusuyomi, he will bring great wealth to any clan found in the province that he's occupying, causing him to give all clans that have forces in the province he's found in 4 coins each. This occurs during the war phase and before the province he is in gets resolved, and this should occur regardless if a battle occurs in his province or not. And with his Kami tile, he gives his controller 2 coins. Regarding his Kami power, it will allow his controller to gain an upgrade card during the Kami turn, which is done at cost. So even though it would be nice to get these cards for free, that isn't the case. So with that said, that is what you need to know about the monsters and Kami of Rising Sun. If you liked this episode, feel free to give it a like, and if you want to stay up to date on any future episodes we upload, go ahead and subscribe. You can also support us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/checkpointgaming. See you in the next episode, and happy gaming.